Hello fellow YouTubers, this is Utah Moses here to give you my 21st DVD and Blu-ray update. And I haven't been doing a lot of videos for my channel, and that's because I've been trying to keep up with a lot of my college work, which I'm barely keeping up right now. So, let's begin. First one I got is The Squid and the Whale, which is about two sons, or two brothers, that are trying to deal with the scenario of their own kind when they found out that their parents are going to get a divorce. And this is directed by Noah Baumbach, who also directed Kicking and Screaming, and I'm not referring to the Will Ferrell comedy, and he's also best known for writing some of Wes Anderson's scripts, such as The Life in the Aquatic and Fantastic Mr. Fox. And I happened to found this at a store which was only $3, so I just felt like picking it up. Next one is Stand and Deliver, which is about a mathematics teacher played by Edward James Olmos, who tries to teach a lot of these juvenile delinquents in his class how to do mathematics, and it leads to some dire situations for him, but he strives to make them the best students as they can. Now this is the movie where it earned Edward James Olmos his first Oscar nomination, and someone pointed me out at the store that it also starred Lou Diamond Phillips, who's on the front cover, and I really didn't know who he was at any time, only from references in TV shows, and I do know that it also starred Andy Garcia, and this was the same price as Squid and the Whale, so I picked that up as well. Next one is Chilling Classics, which features 50 different horror movies ranging from the 1950s to the 70s, and stars actors like Vincent Price, Christopher Lee, and Donald Pleasence. And I picked this up at Sellers for only $13, so why not? And when I shaked it, I thought at first one of the discs were out, but it turns out that they happen to come in these sleeves, which contains 4 movies each, which is kind of weird. But if you can do the math, then you can tell that each movie in here is worth like 30 cents, so what the hell. Next one is It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, which follows 5 people who lives in Philadelphia that works at a bar known as Patty's Pub, who gets themselves into all sorts of antics and scams that would backfire on them in the most hilarious way. I caught a couple episodes of this on TV, and I found myself laughing my ass off and had to get it on video. And this is the kind of show where you do need to own it on DVD, because they censor a lot of the coarse language from the one that I was watching. And something else that I need to point out is that Danny DeVito doesn't come in until like the 8th episode of the series, and I really found Charlie Day to be a lot more funnier than he did in Horrible Bosses. So yeah, it's indeed worth owning. Next one is The X-Files Season 2. I got this brand new for $10, and I really liked Season 1, so I just thought about picking this up as well. Now on to the Blu-rays. First one we got is The Disappearance of Alice Creed, which is about 2 kidnappers that pull off the most flawless ransom that they can do. And when they kidnap a girl that they pulled their name out of a hat, it turns out that she happens to be the ex-girlfriend of one of the kidnappers, and it leads the plan into disarray when one of them starts taking on charge of each of the situations that happens in this movie. I thought this was a really good thriller in my book, and it also starred Gemma Arterton, which people are starting to call her as the new Megan Fox, but I thought she's a good actress because she was really convincing in Alice Creed, and there were some moments where her crying moments were real, and how she panicked looked frightening. And not to mention, we did get to see her naked in this. So yeah, it's a good movie to own. Next one is Never Let Me Go. One of those dramas that you may think is cliche, but is possibly good. And this stars Carey Mulligan, which I would say is the first movie that I've seen her in. And I wouldn't really count Brothers as one of them because even though she may have a small part in it, it's a non-speaking role in that movie. Or I don't know if she's given any lines, but I can't recall any dialogue that I can repeat to you from that movie. So yeah, I picked this up at Willow Videos for $7 just because I felt like burning a hole in my pocket, and I thought it was a pretty good movie. Next one is Rare Exports, A Christmas Tale, which tells about a boy who did exhaustive research about the true story behind Santa Claus, and they have explored this digging site which has made a giant hole in the land, and it turns out that there's this creature roaming around the land who has a long white beard, and when they catch them, they dress him into this Santa Claus suit, and his dad and some of his friends decide to sell him for a couple bucks. And another thing that's ironic about this creature is that the race of his species is known as Santa's Clausium, which is pretty weird, and they're servants to the main leader, who is the real Santa Claus, who is this giant with huge horns. Now, this was a really hard movie to find. I had to check a couple cities until I found it, and this happens to be on a DVD Blu-ray combo pack, so the whole family can enjoy this. Next one is the Harry Potter 8-film complete box set. I took up the courage to buy the box set when I found out that Deadly Hallows Part 2 was on IMDb's Top 250s list, and I couldn't just buy that one movie, so I just eventually thought about buying the box set and rewatch all the Harry Potter movies. And before that, I've only seen the first, second, and fourth one, and I've skipped the third one. I know, shame on me. And I found out some news about the distributors going to take out all the Harry Potter movies out of stores and re-releasing them like Disney did with their movies. And even with everything that I just said, I still feel that I died a little inside. So, that's all for my update. Rate, comment, and subscribe, and I'll be back later. Until then, this is Utah Moses, signing out.